Alright guys, my name is Sphinx, and today I have gonna change it up a bit, three more PvP matches for you today. The first one we're gonna watch is gonna be kind of interesting. It's gonna be 5 Swellows and 1, I believe it's shiny, Mega Rayquaza, and I mean, it was quite an interesting battle. But before I get into that, I don't know if everybody really watches like the full video. I don't know if I can like tell or not, but I have been thinking, or somebody did comment one day saying that I should stream, and I mean, if you guys want to see me stream, I mean, I guess I'm open to it. I'd probably want a bigger audience first before I start actually streaming. But I mean, if you guys want to see it, I'm happy to do it. I'll let you guys know when I will and stuff like that. But with that out of the way, I'm gonna get right into this. So the first one, like I said, is so it is shiny Mega Rayquaza, which is insanely strong. So here we go. First one, if you don't know what the Swellow strategy is, it basically is you have a focus band or a focus sash, I forget what it's called, and basically what you do is you just go all the way down to one health, use Endeavor, and then quick attack to finish it off. And honestly, because Endeavor is a normal type move, it's not going to work against a ghost type. So that's why I sent in the Giratina. And I knew that this Rayquaza was going to be a problem because he's going to be the one who gets rid of the counters to all of the Swellows. Unfortunately, he took me out in a single outrage, which was really unfortunate. He was locked into the outrage though, so I got kind of lucky with that. I decided to go for a taunt just to make sure that he wouldn't do any more dragon dances, because I really wish I knew where he got that. You probably have to pay for it, but it's I mean, speed and attack +1, that's insane. So he is confused, so obviously he's going to switch out, especially when I have my multi-scale. So I'm just going to go straight for that outrage. And I'm going to take out that one because I'm going to outspeed. But he's got another Swellow to deal with me. So I'm stuck with that. Or no, I wasn't stuck with it. Well, technically I was because I'm choice banded. But I didn't have anything to swap out to. I couldn't swap to my Giratina to take it. So I just went and finished it off with the Thunderbolt. I knew that my leftovers would be perfectly okay for my Garchomp to take out a Swellow, but what's it called? Oh, by the way, you're gonna see a lot of things missing from my Zapdos and etc. etc. Just yesterday was really bad for my percentages. You know, like Heat Wave missed a bunch, Toxic missed a bunch. I don't know if I ever had to use Dragon Rush or whatever, but I mean, so the poison was a good counter to it. It gets rid of the focus sash if you were unaware of that. I also have Ruse to deal with it, so that's also another counter to it. But the leftovers works extremely well because you won't be able to get quick attacked out of it. But of course, he sends in that Rayquaza in order to take out the counters, which honestly I got kind of lucky with that poison right there, because if I didn't get that poison off, he would have definitely he would have had a much better chance of winning. But luckily he went for that Dragon Dance, and I was able to take him out with that whatever it's called, the man, what is it called? The Ice Beam, there you go. So I was trying to get a paralysis, even though he probably had a berry anyway. I was trying to get rid of that paralysis, but he just goes for that quick attack, and I just go for a Dragon Rush because if he would have endeavored me and then I missed, he would have been able to quick attack, even though I did have the leftovers. I wasn't really too worried when I first saw that team, but I mean, I don't know. It was a Mega Rayquaza. It was a shiny one. That's like $1,300. Like, it's a lot of money. So I mean, I don't know if that's anything I would be willing to do. But okay, I have the 3 losses up there. We got one of them we're going to be watching later, but we got 6 megas with that fill day one. Who was the other one that I wanted to watch? Was it you? I think it was you. Yeah, it was this one. All right. So this one, you will be seeing Toxic missing again in this one. But here we go, Mewtwo. It's got a nerve. You're obviously going to see a Toxic. If it's not Mega Orange or something, you should expect a Toxic. So I mean, I don't really know what else to say there. Toxic is going to be on a Mewtwo basically a majority of the time that you have it. So I actually live with 86 health from that Psychic, which I was pretty happy about because I did get to keep my sub and I got to take out that Mewtwo, and the sub helps me out with this Weavile a lot. So he goes for the Ice Punch, of course, takes out my substitute, and unfortunately I don't have completely full health once the substitute disappears. But I just go for that Dragon Rush, hoping to do some really decent damage, and I actually did a lot of damage. So I didn't want it to set up or anything, expecting a swap. So I just went for the Dragon Rush there, and he just took me out with the Ice Punch, which I wasn't really too mad about. So I go into my Kyogre. That is my current counter for Mega Weavile right now. Mega Weavile is like extremely strong, and I basically have to get lucky pretty much. But I see that Mega Metagross. I know it has Thunder Punch, so I swap in my Zap to absorb it. And I'm like, all right, I don't really want to take a risk with missing the Heat Wave because I already said my luck was really bad right there. So I just went for the Thunderbolt, and then he ended up absorbing it and getting that thing. So I end up missing with a Toxic again, which is absolutely terrible, right? And then he gets to swap out and take the whatever it's called, the Toxic, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna hit him with the Heat Wave now because he has a light screen up, and I can't afford to waste this. It's super effective, whatever, blah blah blah. So he doesn't have a Sandstorm up, so I was expecting the Unnerved Toxic. So I go into that Steelix and not get any toxic damage. I did it miss though? I don't remember. But I just taunted it there because I did not want it to use the Toxic anymore, and then I went to swap out, but he also swapped out, so it was kind of a dead turn. The taunt really didn't do anything. He ended up going for a Calm Mind, and I went for a Toxic because I am outmatched right there, and if he's going to start setting up, I have to start setting. I have to put him on a ticker anyway. So I go for a Toxic. It misses the Weavile, and I'm like, what is going on? So he goes for a Swords Dance, and I'm like, well, that was a mistake because this should take him out, and of course the Aura Sphere does. 4 times effective. It's perfect. So here we go. He sends in the Zap. He uses the Light Screen. Kind of expected, and I go for the Toxic because I was like, well, if he's gonna have Hidden Power Ice, I need to put him on a ticker, especially if he's gonna constantly use that Light Screen to absorb the to half the damage of all my special moves. So I didn't want my Giratina to be Toxic there, so I swapped out again to my Steelix. I go for a Taunt again just because I don't want him Toxicking my team. I know we're both using Toxic like a lot, but I mean, what else? What are you gonna do? You know? So I think we we both swapped again, and this is where it gets kind of interesting. He what's it called? He uses Thunder, gets rid of my berry. I already got rid of his berry, so I paralyze him, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'm just gonna be able to take this thing out, no problem. So I was kind of thinking maybe he'll swap in his Zap, expecting the Thunder. So I went for the Scald there. I knew it would do okay damage, but he ended up staying in, and I ended up getting paralyzed, right? And so I'm like, all right, well, I might as well get some damage on this thing before I die. And he ended up going for a Calm Mind, which I was like, oh, perfect, right? But I knew I wouldn't be able to outspeed here, so I'm like, oh well. And then I get the Quick Claw, and I'm like, oh, perfect, I can take this out. But then I get paralyzed. I'm like, oh my god, what kind of luck is that? Like yesterday was just a bad day. Even though I won this match, yesterday was just a bad day of PvP. Like, luck was not on my side. Like, that's one video that I made, playing the unluckiest player ever. that the roles were flip-flopped there. Now I'm the unluckiest player ever. But I still have to do PvP matches for today, so I'll have to see how those go. So I get taken out here by the Zap with the Hidden Power Ice, and I was happy with the damage that I did on him, but I was like, you know what? I gotta go with that Giratina. And of course, Toxic misses again. I don't know what was going on. I'm just happy that I won this match, to be honest. At this point, I'm like, alright, there's literally no way that I'm gonna be, like, stop this Tyranitar from using Toxic. I would probably expected him to use Earthquake, just to, like, because I swapped into the Steelix 3 times by now. But, I mean, he just insisted on using that Toxic, and I just kept going with the thing. So unfortunately the Unnerve did stop me from eating the Goldberry. Honestly, I don't think it would have done anything, but I did have the taunt up, and I finally got that setup that I wanted to where he wouldn't be able to Toxic my Giratina. So I just hit him with that Aura Sphere to take him out, and that was good to go. So last one was the Zapdos, and I'm like, alright, I might as well just put him on a ticker because he's got the Roost. He's got the light screen. No matter what, he's going to be setting up or something or as a support for himself. He doesn't have really much to hit me. I don't know why he didn't go for the Hidden Power Ice. I think he was like swapping in between the two to see which one is better. But I hit him with that Toxic. He is now on a ticker, and he will die out eventually. I use my Shadow Force, stall out that Toxic like I usually do. And he just goes for that while the Toxic takes him. Or no, I think he lives, actually. Yeah, so I just go for a Dragon Claw to take him out. So that was the second one. And now for the depressing one with the loss. Unfortunately, I do think there was a chance I could have beaten him. There was a chance. That's all I'm going to say. It was just a really good predictions on his part is what I have to say about this one. So he starts off with that Mewtwo. I'm like, alright, Toxic, he's got to have it. So I just go for the Substitute to start it off. But he ends up swapping. He ends up swapping to the Kyogre, and I'm like, alright, well, I have the Substitute up. I might as well just hit him with an Earthquake, see how it does. By the way, I like that name. I do remember watching that that movie as a kid, I believe, at my grandma's or something, the Free Willy movie. But yeah, so I'm like, I might as well get some damage off while he takes out my sub, and then I guess I could scout out what move he uses, etc., etc. So I just swapped to the Kyogre there to take the Ice Beam, and then I'm like, all right, maybe I can get a Paralysis on him or whatever. I didn't really care. I don't think I took out his berry. No, I did not take out his berry. He ended up taking out my berry, and I didn't get a Quick Claw to finish him off, unfortunately. Or not finish him off, but get more damage on him. So here I'm like, alright, he doesn't have any Calm Minds up. I might as well just hit him with a Thunderbolt, see how it goes. And unfortunately, he lives on a little bit of health. So that is number one reason why I could have won this one. The Kyogre, I do think I do think I take him out here. I think I could just go for a Shadow Force. Oh, no, a Dragon Claw. Okay. I go for the Dragon Claw to take him out, but he ended up swapping out to the Ho-Oh, right? So I'm like, he's going to Toxic me. Because Ho-Oh and Lugia are, you'll usually see them with Toxic, so I just go for the Substitute. He ended up, he realized from the first turn that I had the Substitute, so he just hit me with an Earthquake. Luckily, he is only green, so the Earthquake doesn't really do too much damage to me. I was like, alright, I don't want to get Toxic again, so I'm just going to go for that Substitute, and luckily, he actually sent out the Dialga, which I was kind of happy with, because now I was able to get some really good Earthquake damage. I was like, ooh, that's really good. I can just take him out next turn. I'm like, it's a Dialga, the chances of him staying in are really low, so I don't really know why I use the Earthquake. I mean, I do know why, but I mean, in the back of my head, I was like, he's probably going to switch to something that can fly. But I was kind of expecting Ho-Oh, but he ended up sending in the Salamence, which I knew that I would outspeed anyway. So here is another reason why I could have won this one. If you don't know, my Garchomp has the Shed Skin ability, which basically means that Toxic or Paralysis or Sleep, if it's the first turn, or actually I don't really know if any turn really, or what's it called, or Burn will just like disappear after you have like a 30% chance, I think, to get rid of it. So that is another thing that prevented me. Plus he kept swapping and preventing me from taking out the critical Pokemon that would really turn the tides of this battle. It was just poor predicting on my part. I mean, I kind of knew in the back of my head that he would probably be doing something, and that's why I kind of went for that Dragon Rush there. Because I knew that if I didn't get that Shed Skin in that turn, I would have been done. And unfortunately, he did take out the Garchomp. So it was really just bad predicting and on my part, and really good predicting on his part. I mean, he has 6 Megas for a reason. I think he had like a pretty high win percentage. So I mean, I gave it my all. Don't get me wrong, but I guess I just could have done a little bit better in predicting. It just was not my day yesterday. Like I said, I do think that my Toxic missed a few times or something missed in this. I think I watched this back again, but I'm not too sure. So I'm like, all right, I need to make sure that he doesn't Toxic my Giratina, because right now my Giratina is super important to my team. I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe I could just take him out with the Rock Slide, but he ended up using Recover, and I was like, oh, that was not smart. So he used the Earthquake, and again, because he's green, I ended up living, and I was like, sweet, I can get this taunt off. Now he won't be able to Recover or Toxic, and that's 2 of his moves that he cannot use. So now he only has Earthquake and Sacred Fire, which I'm like, all right, I can take both of those extremely well as a Giratina, because Earthquake does nothing to me, and does very little damage. So the taunt wears off here, and I'm like, I need to use that Shadow Force, because he finally figured out that the Toxic wasn't going to work, but I ended up taking out the Ho-Oh there. That was a really good play on my part. So now he has 3 Pokemon left, and all I have is my Giratina. So of course he hits me with that Toxic, and that was going to put me at a major disadvantage. I'm like trying to figure out how I'm going to salvage this. There was literally nothing I could do. I'm like, I might as well just go for an Aura Sphere in the small chance that he ends up staying in. But to take him out, and then I might have a chance of killing that Mewtwo-Y. But unfortunately, he swapped out, and I was like, you know what? I might as well just go for a Shadow Force, expecting him to swap, but instead he hit me with the Shadow Ball, which is probably the much better move to do right there. And I didn't even take out his Dialga, which is kind of disappointing. But I mean, it was such a close match. I know that I could have beaten him if I just played my cards right. And he if he would have messed up like once or something. But that is all I have to show you guys for today. I don't know if you guys like the 3 videos. I'm not really too sure. Or the 3 PvP matches. I mean, I don't think I'll really be doing them often because it's a really long video. This one is approaching 20 minutes, and I don't really think that many people want to watch 20 minutes of a video. But yeah, I just wanted to do all 3 of those because I liked them all, and I wanted to showcase a few things. But yeah, guys, that is going to be the video there. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to slap that like button. If you are new, please subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. We are really close to 50 subs, which is half of 100, and getting 100 would be insane, honestly. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it. My name is Faints on behalf of Master Guild Server 39, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.